He's a big mouth, you know, a know-it-all.
Don't listen to him, he's an nincompoop.
The guy is a radio genius, but he's got a hell of a lot to learn.
Right, hi everyone, Chris 2E0UKH. A few weeks ago, about a month ago, I contacted Retovis. I said, have you got anything new to look at? And I fancied a relook at the RT82. The RT82, the Retovis RT82, is Retovis's version of the MD 2017. It's better hardware because there's no aerial problems. The aerial socket was breaking off some of the original TYT ones. And I used to have one. I used to have a TYT, and I sold it because I didn't like it. I didn't like the trackball. So I was looking forward to get my hands on this radio, but I wasn't looking forward to the trackball. But actually this, I think I must have had a bad one, because this one is not too bad. It's pretty good actually. It's not causing me any errors. So I'm just going to zoom in on the screen. I mean, I know you've all seen the hardware before. But what's special about this one, I've got the tie tools on it. This is a GPS model, and I've got hold of the tie tool, so I'm quite excited to try that out. So I'm just going to zoom in on the screen, because you don't really need to see the keyboard that much. Move my other keyboard out of the way a bit. So I'm going to zoom in the screen so you can see some of the functions. So this is running version 11. This is the hack firmware, experimental firmware. It's on the Retovis website. So like I say, I've got version 11 because I have the GPS model. If I had the non-GPS version, I think it's up to version 16, so I don't know if that's more advanced. Perhaps someone can comment. So this is running the hacked firmware, the experimental firmware, and they must have some deal going with Ty Weaver. So let me just take you through the menu. Now for a start, something I noticed. Normally when you key up on this sort of radio, it comes up, you know, you've put all your user database in, using the Excel method, and you key up and it says ID unknown. Always does that. It's just the way it is. On this hack firmware, it always shows the person you're talking to. When you key up, it shows their call sign. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll if I can get a chance, I'll do it. Look, I'm keying up. That was the last person that spoke. You know, because if I was speaking to someone, I don't need to know my call sign. I don't need to, you know, I know that. It's just reminding you. If you look at the screen, it's just reminding you of their call sign. So it took me a while to figure it out, but that was pretty good. Now, I've just put some simple channels in here because this is the hack firmware, and the feature I wanted to test out was entering a talk group. You know, I've got a couple of channels in here. I've got my local repeater audio. I must admit the audio is very nice on it. I really like it. So I'm going to go into some menus and have a look around. So we've got all the normal menus. You've seen all these before, but baked into this software is select talk group. So at the moment I'm on 2350, And if I go to that option there, select talk group, delete it away, you've got to learn the navigation on here. Right, it's the red button to go back. Right, 310. Let's go to, well actually we'll go somewhere a bit quieter. We'll go 3148. Now I'm looking at my hotspot this side. I just heard someone key up. There's someone talking there. So I'm just going to wait for a gap and I'm pressing transmit. No, they beat me to it. Actually, I don't think I pressed confirm, so let's just press confirm. And that set the talk group. Right, there's no one talking. I'm now on 3148. So I'm now on 3148. If I key up, that's the last person. That's not me, that's the last person that keyed up. So this is beta software. If you want beta software, that means you're prepared to try out new software and report bugs. It's for people that don't mind bugs, things that are not perfect. You get some advantages, but the disadvantages is it's not perfect. So I think I've just gone to a talk group that's not very busy. Let's go and change it. Menu, take it down to utilities, set talk group. So I genuinely think this is better, this trackball. Perhaps I had a bad one. Let's go to 310 and you've got to confirm it. So set talk group. As long as there's no one keying up, which there is now, when I do key up, I will be on the talk group that I've asked for. So I'm looking at my hotspot right now. So I've missed my chance again. Right, I'm on it now. I'm on 310. So I've navigated my way around this firmware and it's pretty good. I'm now on 310 by the way. I saw myself key up there. Now you've got to be careful what you press. I've noticed if I press one of the buttons which is not a number, that is a function. It will go to a black screen with writing and you don't know what the hell's going on. So as long as you're careful what you press, this hacked firmware is pretty good. Now if you want to use it as a node radio, just want to type in talk groups, it's absolutely ideal, but it is in the early stages. It's not fully mature yet. But if you've got an MD 2017 or an RT82, it's well worth checking out this software and putting it on it. I'm going to be using the hack firmware for a bit, and then I'm going to go over to the normal firmware so you can see what the normal software's like. And it's the same as, it looks the same as the RT84 that I gave away to Glenn. It looks like the RT3S, which is the equivalent of the UV380. It's running the same software, which is pretty good. It's got VFO mode. Now one thing I didn't mention, I put the experimental firmware on here, but the killer thing for me that made me choose this firmware, there's also a program to put the user database on, and you don't have to use that stupid Microsoft Excel method. If you use the hack firmware, which is on the Retovis site, Retovis have got a user database manager, piece of software that puts all the contacts on. And I did it and it works a treat.